Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse 3 Jokers Batman. Thank you for watching this video, or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. And first and foremost, as we normally do here on Digital Caveman Presents, let's start out with a look at the packaging. 22 moving parts, not points of articulation. Squishy Face McFarlane Toys, or Squishy Face Spawn McFarlane Toys. Batman 3 Jokers window, border. On the front, nice continuation of the window and the borders, showcasing the figure and his accessories. 12 and up, DC Multiverse Batman. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made China print. Symbols I'm not going to learn. A barcode, a number I have no idea what it is. DC print and WB print. On this side, Batman 3 Jokers. Batman 3 Jokers. On this side, DC Multiverse Batman. McFarlane Toys and Squishy Spawn Face. On the back, Batman 3 Jokers. Each figure comes with a collectible trading card. And there's a nice product shot of the prototype. That's what I understand that these pictures are, as pictures of the prototypes. Collect them all, and then there's the cross sale of Dr. Fate, Bat Cycle, the Demon Etrigan, King Shazam, and Batman with battle damage and battle axes apparently. Collector card in English only. And then Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, hashtag McFarlane Toys, blah 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 blah, and Squishy Spawn Face. And that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And we'll start off with his accessory. Handy dandy tweezers. And here we have nothing that I don't think we've seen that we have. Something I don't think we have not seen before. Let me get that out correctly. I think this has been around the block, as they might say. But, you know, it has some nice molded details in it. All molded into black plastic. And no paint apps, and that's okay. And we have your standard McFarlane figure stand. It's got the DC logo on it. And those stands work pretty good. And then here we have the collector card. It don't really matter, can't see it either way, huh? It has a nice product shot of the prototype of the figure. At least that's what I understand these pictures are. Batman 3 Jokers. And then on the back, Batman 3 Jokers data file. And there it is. If you want to read it, you can pause that. I'm not going to read all that. So, there's that. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. Raise the camera up just a tad. And overall, I have to say the sculpting on this is nice. I'm sure there's a lot of reuse from previous Batmans on this figure. But just with the oval and the gray bodysuit and the black cape and cowl gloves and boots, it really strikes a classic Batman to me. The only thing that's really missing is some black on the trunks, which I'm sure this is accurate to the media, but me personally, I would have preferred some black trunks on him. Lots of nice molded detail in the cape, and it's semi-soft plastic. I mean, you really can't do anything with it other than it lay there, maybe hold it out like that, or you know, I mean, it's a plastic cape, and like I said, the plastic is a little bit soft, and it is, you know, it's indented here a little bit, and probably, yeah, on this side too, where it was in the package, where this much of the cape was back behind the plastic that contained the figure to hold him in place. I do like the face sculpt. I do like the head, the cowl, and all that. It's very nice looking. And again, like I said, this is it strikes me as a very classic look for Batman, except for the gray trunks. And so it's like a, you know, very, very nice looking. In fact, this is the first McFarlane Batman, other than the Dark Knight Returns Batman. That was really the first one that appealed to me. But other than that one, this is the only other one I've seen by them that really appeals to me. And they've done a ton of Batmans. Now the anniversary one or whatever from year 2, that one would have been nice, but I was not able to get my hands on it. But it would have been nice to have with the, you know, the plastic cape or the cloth cape. You know, you can switch it out. And so that was pretty cool, but I missed out on it. So, and I found this guy on, as of when I ordered it, you know, for about $10 on Amazon. So, you know, I didn't have a quote-unquote modern Batman. So, you know, I figured $10. So, you know, pretty much half price. So I went for it. Now let's take a look at his articulation. Now his head is a little bit different than some of the other McFarlane figures that I have reviewed. And the head and neck is all one piece. And then I think it looks like it's possibly a dumbbell up into the neck. But that's all one piece. So that's a little different than previous. Usually it's like a neck and then the head's on a ball joint by itself. But he will look up that far, and he does look down that far. And, you know, he's got some waggle in there. He won't chicken neck. He will do the full Exorcist. And at the shoulders, full 360-degree rotation. And the arms come out that far. And it's on a hinge and pin, I think. And then cut at the upper bicep for another 360-degree rotation. A double hinge pinned elbow, but it does give plenty of bend in there. And then nothing at the forearm. And then 360-degree rotation at the wrist. And you can see the ball joint in there. This one is pointing in and out, but you can, you know, you can fiddle with it and adjust that. And if you need it to go up and down, you can do that one. And this one is more up and down. But, you know, like I said, you can fiddle with those and get them to go whichever way you want, I'm sure. Where the chest and upper abdomen meets the lower abdomen, there's a cut. And it will give you a full 360 degree. And it'll give you a little bit of crunch forward and a little bit of crunch back. But it really works better in concert with the cut at the waist. It's on a ball joint, I think. Or a dumbbell. It could be a dumbbell. Which gives you another 360 degree rotation. Now this piece, like a lot of the McFarlane figures, this piece is just like a rubber overlay. But he does get some hula in there utilizing both of these cuts. And he will bend back that far utilizing both of them. And forward, not so much really. Then at the hips, he will give you the full splits, but it does bend this rubber overlay there a little bit. He will kick forward about that far and back about that far, and you can see it kind of gaps open there, and you can see the hinge on the inside of there. It's like I'm not sure what it is. It's a hinge here on a pin, and then there's another hinge inside the leg, maybe. Well, not necessarily a hinge, but that's just where it goes together. So, but it does allow a really good range of motion there. Double hinged pinned knee, and gives you great bend there. And then nothing at the shin, of course, and nothing at the upper thigh. At the ankle, it's on a ball joint, and it'll give you tilt down that far and tilt up that far. And there is a pin in it, and it will give you some rocker action. Then, of course, he does have a toe bend. And that, my friends, is a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And let's start things off with some of the other Three Jokers storyline McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. Here we have the Joker, the Criminal. Next up, we have the Comedian, the Joker, the Comedian. The Joker, the Clown. And Three Jokers, Batgirl. Which again, like the Batman, is to me a really nice throwback to that classic Batgirl look. And for some other McFarlane DC figures, here we have Infinite Frontier Robin, which I think, although not classic, even for Damian, it is an interesting look for the figure, or for the character. And then we have the Clayface Megafig. How does he compare it with other lines? Well, let's take a look. From the Mattel Masters of the Universe Masterverse, here we have the new Eternia Viking He-Man. And for some 6-inch line comparisons, here we have from the Marvel Legends series, Stan the Man Lee making his cameo appearance. Then from Star Wars The Black Series, we have the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And from the G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. And that, my friends, completes our look at comparisons. For final thoughts on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Three Jokers Batman, again, I think this is a very nice, more classic styled Batman than some of the previous releases, not counting the what was it, the anniversary with the gravestone and the switchable capes, and yeah, not really counting that one, or the Detective Comics 1000 Batman, I think. But to me, this is a very classic feeling Batman. Again, the only real thing that's missing is, you know, he has gray trunks instead of black trunks. And for those of you who customize, and a pretty easy paint fix there for you guys. Of course, I'm not too sure how the paint would stick on that rubber overlay piece, and then after you move the figure some, I'm not sure how that would work, whether the paint would stay on there or if it would crack. So, but again, and the range of motion on this guy really well, even though it is missing, in my opinion, a few points of articulation, such as upper thigh cuts. And I think McFarlane needs to go to a more forward-facing pin for ankle rocker, more like Marvel Legends has. But that's just my opinion. Some of you might not like that. I, however, think that more forward-facing pin gives you a better range for rocker. Again, that's my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. So, if you're looking for more classic Batman and you're really not into that Hush look, and when I say that, the from the Hush and Batman 2-pack, which that's a pretty classic looking one too, or you missed out on that blue Batman or the Detective Comics 1000 Batman like I did, I think this is worth a look, at least, especially if you can find a good deal on it like I did. As of this recording, I think it's still $10 on Amazon. So, and just because it's that when I'm recording it doesn't mean it'll be that when I'm airing it. So keep that in mind, and don't just be filling the comments full of "you lying bastard" hate mail. That does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.